Hi everybody, welcome to another session of a Gentle Yoga Flow with me, Dan. I hope you've been enjoying these flows, and feel free to message me if you have any questions. We'll be doing primarily standing poses today, and we're going to start seated. Find a comfortable seated position. It can be on the floor, on a block, on a pillow, on a chair, I don't know, whatever is a good comfortable position for you to sit and just breathe for a few moments as we get started. This is Stella. She'll be in and out of this probably. I'll have to boot her off the mat once we get up and moving, but she'll manage. I apologize for my hair. It's a little out of control. Haven't had a haircut in 3 months. So please ignore the crazy hair. And we'll get started. So have a block handy. Find a comfortable seated position. Find your sitting bones, those bones at the bottom of your pelvis. If you shift back and forth, you can feel them. Sit up nice and tall, so lengthen your spine all the way up through the crown of your head. And close your eyes and notice how you're breathing. Just take a moment. What was your breath like the moment before you started paying attention? It was probably fairly shallow, and so first thing we're going to do is start to lengthen the breath a little bit. So take a nice inhale and exhale, just starting to really cultivate a steady breath. Find a way that your breath is inhaling, and as you're inhaling, you're lifting up all the way through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, see if you can maintain as much of that lift as you can. And as you start to develop a steady, even breath, see if you can match your exhale to the inhale. So as you inhale, maybe count however long your inhale is, it doesn't matter. And just see if on the exhale you can count the same amount at the same speed so that the inhales and exhales become a very steady, even rhythm. Bring your palms together at your heart center. And pause here and bring an intention to your practice today. Maintaining that lift, maintaining the steady breath. Allowing the intention to seep into your body, out of your mind and into the body. Feeling it, meaning it. And then let your hands come back to your heart center, back to your thighs. Take 2 more nice, long, even breaths. And then at the end of the last exhale, gently open your eyes and relax. And we'll come out of our seated position, come on up to standing. And have in front of you a block, a book, a chair, anything that you're gonna, we're gonna be doing some forward folds, so just want some place for your hands to be able to reach easily if your hands don't easily get to the floor, which is true for many of us. So, I'm gonna start off, have your feet hip width apart, have your feet pretty much parallel so that really, you know, when you look down, you see your toes going straight ahead as much as possible. Stand up nice and tall. Come into a nice Tadasana pose, mountain pose. Return to that steady, even breath we had as we were seated. And then from here, just start a gentle turn, letting your arms rotate back and forth. So you have a very gentle twist here. And we're just going to rotate back and forth, letting the arms start to swing. So letting the arms be the motion generator, really. So rather than forcing your twist, you're letting the momentum of your arms sort of drive your turns and your twists. So just start to just slightly let the arms sort of flop against you, rotating left, rotating right. Just allowing the side bodies to warm up. Just letting the arms go on their own, really. And notice how each side feels. Notice how far you rotate. Notice how the arms feel as you're doing this. Couple more. And then to slow down and to stop, just let the arms start to slowly go a little bit slower until you kind of lose momentum and end up back in Tadasana. Now, having your block handy in front of you or whatever you're going to use for your hands, have that block nice and right in front of you. Stand up nice and tall. Inhale the arms up. Steady breath. And then as you exhale, bend your knees. So we don't want locked knees as we're forward folding. That can put a lot of pressure on your back. So you're going to bend with the knees soft and just forward fold at the waist, coming down to whatever you have to give yourself some support, a place for your hands. The block can be at any height, it can be down there. Your hands can even come to the floor if that's comfortable for you. Really, it doesn't matter. And let your head fold all the way down. And then inhale all the way back up, straightening the knees, reaching the hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, fold again, soft knees, letting the hands come down to the block. Letting the head drop as far as you can. Inhale all the way back up. One more time again, fold. Inhale up. Two more. Forward fold. Inhale up. Last one, forward fold. Inhale all the way back up. And bring the arms back by your sides. And relax. Okay, now move the block out of the way. Stella, I'm going to have to ask ask you to move here. So you go over there. Good girl. So we're going to start with a high lunge. Go lie down. So we'll start with the back foot. So in high lunge, I'm going to face you for a moment. In high lunge, we want our feet to be parallel. So the toes are pointing straight. And the back heel is off the mat. So we're in a high lunge position like this. Right? So you can see my feet are both pointing forward. If you're unsteady in this pose, you can try making your feet a little bit wider. So there's more width between you, and that can help you be steadier in this pose. So it depends. Find a nice pose where you feel steady. So, in this case, you bring your hands to your hips. Your back foot, you're on the ball of your back foot, your right foot. This left knee wants to be over the left ankle. Our hips are facing forward. Chest is lifted. Start here with your hands on your hips. Really, you may just stay here. This could be a strong enough pose for you. You can try pressing that back heel towards the mat. Sink the hips a little bit more. Maybe bring your hands together at your heart center. Return to that nice, steady, even breath. Letting the inhale and exhale match. And again, you may stay here, or you may raise your arms up. Steady breath. Maybe let your gaze go up between your hands. Maybe press the palms together. Bring your hands back to your heart center. Bring your hands to your hips. And then on an inhale, bring your weight forward to step forward. Back to Tadasana. Okay? I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So this time the right foot is forward, left foot is back. Feet are parallel. Toes are both pointing forward. Back leg, you're on the ball of your foot. Back leg is straight. Front knee is over the right ankle. Right knee over right ankle. Start with your hands on your hips. Come back to your steady breath. Make sure your back is upright, so you don't want to be leaning forward or way back. You just want to be nice and steady and straight in this pose. Bring your palms together at your heart center. Inhale your arms up. Again, you may stay here, may stay here. You listen to your body to see what it is willing and able to do. You can inhale the arms up. Maybe your gaze goes up between your hands. Maybe you press your palms together. Hands to your heart center. Steady breath. Hands to your hips. And then again, on an inhale, bring your weight forward, coming back to Tadasana. Inhale forward. Step back. Okay. Now, this time, we're going to do pyramid pose. And then again, I'll show this pose facing you first. So in this pose, the feet are aligned this way. So the back foot is turned about halfway, 45 degrees. Front foot is straight. More or less, you can see my heels are kind of on a line in between. So the heels, are trying to be somewhat aligned here. Both legs are straight. Okay? So I'm going to turn this way. You can see that my back foot, again, is turned about halfway in, maybe a little more. My hips have to turn to face forward here because naturally, with this foot turned out, my hips naturally are going to face this way. I'm deliberately rotating my hips forward. Okay? Now, you may or may not, you may want a prop. So, you can use a block or a chair or a book or anything. You know, it's really going to depend. Some people don't need a prop at all. So I come to get my feet aligned, hands on my hips point forward. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, fold at the waist. Keeping the back as flat as you can as you come forward. And then folding, letting the head drop, bringing the hands to the block. Hands can come to your leg. Hands can be on a chair or whatever prop you have. The key thing is, as you're folding, really bringing your forehead down towards your knee. So you may be up here. Again, right, you're just letting the head drop a bit. Legs are both straight, no bending of the knees in this pose. Steady breath. And even inhale and exhale. And then bring your hands to your hips. Inhale. Come on up. Bend the front knee and step to the front of your mat. Same thing on the other side. We step the left foot back. Again, the left foot's turned in, so I'll face you again to see. So you're in this pose, all right? So I'll come back to here. So I have my feet aligned. I square my hips. Take a big inhale. As I exhale, I fold at the waist, coming forward. And I let my head drop down, coming down. I can bring my hands down to my leg. I can bring my hands to the block or whatever I have for support. Again, letting my head drop, bringing my forehead down towards my knee. Letting my breath be nice and steady, keeping my feet strong. So my feet are really working, really pressing into the mat, trying to balance my weight between both legs. There's going to be more pressure on the front, obviously, but the back leg is working too. Then I bring my hands to my hips and inhale. Come on up, bend the front knee, step back to the front of the mat. Okay. We're going to do the same pose, slight variation. Step the right foot back. So feet are exactly the same, legs exactly the same. This time, square your hips. Inhale. Do it again. Inhale, bring the right arm up. And this time, as you exhale, fold at the waist. But we're going to keep a flat back and we're going to reach with our right hand as far as we can. Pulling that left hip back, reaching with the fingertips of the right hand. Keep reaching with the crown of the head, trying to lower down, keeping the back as straight and flat as you can. Keep reaching with the fingertips. And then to come out, bring your hand back to your waist. Inhale, come on up. Bend the front knee. Step back to the front of the mat. Step the left foot back. So again, Same foot position, same legs. Legs are straight, hips are pointing forward. Inhale, reach the left arm up. As you exhale, fold at the waist, reaching with the left hand, reaching with the crown of the head. Keep reaching with the fingers. Keep pulling that right hip back a bit as you reach forward with the left hand. Two more breaths. To come out, bring the left hand to the hip. Inhale, come on up. Bend the front knee and step back to the front of the mat, to Tadasana. Okay. Come, I will face you. You're going to bring your feet together. Again, have your feet parallel hip width, or bring your toes together and have your heels slightly apart. So whichever one is going to be a little bit, feels a little more comfortable to you. So we're going to start off with a nice Tadasana. So start off by really bringing your awareness to your feet. Press the feet into the mat. Lift the toes off the mat. And as you lift the toes, notice which parts of the feet are engaging into the mat. Press those parts of the feet into the mat to lift up all the way, starting from your legs all the way through your spine. And then gently lower your toes back down, but don't engage them. Keep them nice and soft. And then inhale your arms up. Bring your palms together, interlace your fingers, press your index fingers together. Point the index fingers. Inhale, reach up to the ceiling as high as you can. As you exhale, bend to the right. Keep the arms nice and straight. Keep the breath steady and even. Find as much space as you bend to the right as you can. Whatever's available to you, doesn't matter. You should just feel some opening along the left side of the body as you're doing this. And then inhale, come on back up to center. Switch the interlace of your fingers, press the index fingers again to the ceiling. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend to the left, the other side, opening the right side of the body. Keep the arms nice and strong and straight, folding at the waist, only bending to the side. Keep reaching with the fingers. Keep the breath nice and steady and even. One more breath here. Inhale, come back to center. Release your hands. Bring your palms to face up, out to the sides. Bring your attention back to your feet. Press the feet into the mat with energy. Toes are soft. And then rotate your arms so that your palms keep turning, facing up more and more. Thumbs are dropping down towards the floor as you rotate. Little baby fingers reaching up. And then gently start to reach your thumbs back behind you as you start to bring your gaze up towards the ceiling, opening the chest, keeping the feet strong, letting the gaze go as far back as it can go, whatever is right for you here. Keep the breath steady and even. Keep the fingertips reaching to the walls, to the sides. Thumbs are reaching in back towards you as if they could touch. Chest is opening, gaze is up. And then gently bring your head back to center. Let the arms continue to reach out. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, bring the arms in front of you, crossing at the elbows and bringing the palms together. And then from here, inhale, lift the elbows any amount you can. Each inhale, lift the elbows a little more. A few more breaths here. Keep lifting the elbows. Keep reaching with your fingers up and up. One more breath. As you exhale, bring the arms back out to the sides, palms up. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, bring the arms in front, crossing the elbows, this time left under the right, bringing the palms together. Inhale, lift the elbows up as high as you can. Nice and steady breath here. Each inhale, lifting the elbows a little bit higher. One more breath. As you exhale, bring the arms back out to the sides, palms up. And then lower the arms back down to the sides. And shake them out. Step out and relax. Okay, now for next, I want you to have something that you can balance with. So you might want to be near a wall. You might use a block. Right? You could use a chair. So we're going to start, and maybe you don't need anything, right? So it's really, we're going to be doing a few balances here, so I just want you to sort of be prepared. We're going to start with our standing leg will be the left foot. Okay? You can see my left foot. And then bring the weight onto your left foot, onto your standing leg. And then bring your right foot off the mat. Lift the leg up so that your knee is as high as you can get it. So you want the knee potentially to be almost parallel with the floor. Right? And again, this is where you can use a block or a book or something to rest maybe the toes on. Right, so you're still most of the work is still coming through this left leg, but maybe you just, you need something just to be a little bit stable, and that's fine. Alternatively, right, you may go from here, you can extend the right leg out straight. Balancing on that left leg. Maybe if you're by a wall, you can hold on to the wall. Maybe you can extend the leg straight, but you just want it to be on a block or a chair, right? All of these are completely reasonable things to do. Really depends on your body, your balance, your strength, everything. So there's no judgment, there's no wrong or right. All variations are achieving the same essential purpose, which is really engaging this left leg, working on balance, working on strengthening. All right, so you're going to bring that foot back in, and then you're going to bring this knee out to the side, however amount you can, whatever you can. Nice and steady. Bring it back to center, and then release and come down. Shake out the legs a little bit. It's intense, usually. And we'll do the other side. This time your right leg is your standing leg. So just bring your weight to your right foot. Raise the left foot off the mat, bringing the knee up as high as you can to it's parallel with the floor if possible. Nice and tall. Again, maybe you use a block for your toes, maybe you're using a wall, right? The key is that you're really feeling this right hip engage. As you're balancing, all these muscles through your glute and your hip are all firing, all working really hard to try and balance. And then you can extend this left leg out straight. Again, right? You may be here, right? Maybe you just stay here, right? Again, this is what's working. This is really what you're focused on. So really pay attention to that. All the other variants, just to add a little more work or variance into the pose, but same principles are in effect. So, bring the foot back in, bring the knee out to the side, however much you can. All right? Steady breath. And bring the knee back to center. And lower down. Shake out the legs. Okay. Now, this next one, I want you to also have a block handy if you need it. But primarily what we're going to do is we'll start with the left foot. Stand up nice and straight. Bring your right foot so that just your toes are touching. All right? Lift those toes off the mat. And then from here, see if you can close your eyes and maintain your balance. Right? It's going to be hard. You're going to fall. You won't be able to do it well. But think about it, right? See if you can start by, so come back into this, so you can bring your right toes right behind you. So you're just on your toes. Your left foot's doing the work. Bring your gaze to a fixed point. Visualize that point. Bring that image into your mind. Focus on it. Lift the toes. Keep focusing on that image. And when you close your eyes, bring that image back into your mind. Stare at that image. Keep that image. Oh, see? It's hard. It's okay. I just want you to keep trying this a few times, right? Just go through that procedure. See if you can increase the time that you can balance by just maybe even a second or two, right? Whatever it is, right? Just keep tasting it, trying it. Notice the impact that your eyes have on your balance, right? And just be aware of that. Notice how much easier it is with your eyes open versus your eyes closed. And come on out. Okay, step it out a minute. Come to the other side. Same thing. Weight to your right foot. Come up onto your left toes. Find that image again. Find that drishti, it's called. Find that gaze point. Fix it in your mind. Lift the left toes off the mat, coming into a balance pose, and then close your eyes. Try and maintain the balance. It's hard, but it's okay, right? We don't care if we fall out, because this is a tasting pose. This is a pose where you're like experimenting, right? And that's okay. That's, sometimes we just have to push our bodies a little bit in different ways to sort of bring awareness and wake them up a little bit. Now, for me, my right side is far stronger. I can balance better. It's just the way my body is. All right, come on out. Got to do that a few times. It should feel good. Why don't we come on down to the floor, all the way down to the mat now. If you have a block, you can put the block here. We're going to do a forearm plank pose. If you don't have a block, doesn't matter. I'll do it without a block. I'm going to come down, interlace my fingers, walk my elbows in so they're nice and snug and tight to the inside of my body. I'm going to step my right foot back. I'm going to step my left foot back. And I come into forearm plank. So we'll stay here for 10 breaths. 10 nice long breaths. Now you may come in and out of this a few times because it might be too long. That's fine. It doesn't matter. All right? As you're in this pose, see if you can reach the crown of the head forward, press the heels back. So you're sort of pressing pulling the body forward and pressing the body back at the same time, creating a nice flat body parallel to the floor. Two more breaths. And then at the end of this breath, bring the knees to the mat. Come on down. Point your toes. Come on all the way down, bringing your forehead to the mat. Have your hands by your low ribs. As you inhale, so before you inhale, so have the tops of your feet pressing down into the floor, into the mat. Inhale, lift the head off the mat. Lift the shoulders up. Keep pressing with your hands into the mat. And this may be plenty. If it's available to you and you feel like it's safe and doable, maybe you bring your hands just a little bit off the mat. Keep lifting up. Lower the hands down and bring the forehead down to the mat. Have your hands by your low ribs. Press up to upward dog. And then come into down dog. So let your feet come under. And bend the knees. Press. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Straighten the arms. Press with your hands into the mat so that your arms and side body extend. The knees soften, the hips press up and back. I'm going to do 5 long breaths here. And anytime you feel like you're done with this down dog, you're going to come down to child's pose. 2 more breaths. And then lower your knees, spread your knees nice and wide. Bring your toes together. Bring your forehead down to the mat. Arms by your side. And rest. If child's pose, if you find bringing your head to the mat difficult, you can use a block or a book or a pillow to bring your forehead to it. Right? And that takes a little bit of the strain out of the pose.
and may feel more comfortable. Whatever the height is going to be appropriate for you. It's okay. And also use your forearms. So different ways to approach it. And sometimes bringing the head down sort of causes the hips to lift and you sort of lose some of the benefits of the pose. So really whatever comfortable. And let the breath just start to be nice and steady and even here. Bring the attention and focus back into that steady inhale and exhale. And then slowly unwind, press up, and going to come on over to your back. And lie back on the mat with your knees bent. And just start by bringing your knees up, grab your knees, rock back and forth, side to side. Just massaging the lower back a little bit. Just finding some room for movement. And then from here, reach between your legs. Grab the outside of your feet, if you can. If you can't grab the outside of your feet, you can grab any part of your legs, right? You can grab your knees. If you're grabbing your feet, reach with your hands, grab the bottoms of your feet, and then take a big inhale. As you exhale, pull on the right foot, pulling it down, pulling your knee, pressing that right knee towards your armpit or towards the floor. And then as you inhale, bring the leg back up. Exhale on the other side, pressing the foot down, bringing the knee down towards the floor, down towards your armpit. Inhale the foot back up. Other side, exhale. Inhale up. Exhale down on the left side, alternating each side. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Again, if you're holding your legs or your knees, you can still do this by pulling the knee down, alternating the sides. Really trying to press down and get some activity going on the internal hips here. So either way, so just alternating back and forth. And then relax, let the feet come back to the mat. And cross the right foot. Actually, let's do the left side. We're going to cross the left foot over the right knee. Inhale, lift the right foot off the mat. If you can, keeping the head down on the floor, reach through, grab the back of the right thigh, and pull that thigh towards you, pressing the left ankle towards you, and pressing the left knee away from you. Keep the breath steady and even. One more breath. And then release the leg, bringing the foot back to the mat. Uncross the leg. Cross the right ankle over the left knee. And again, trying to keep the head down on the floor. Lift the left foot off the mat. And then reach through and grab the left thigh. And pull that left thigh towards you, pressing the right ankle towards you as you press the right knee away from you. Keep the breath steady and even here. One more breath. And then release the left foot back down to the mat. Uncross the leg. And cross the left leg over the right leg. So in this cross-seated position. And then lift. From here, walk that right foot in as far as you can. Lift the hips up, slide the hips over to the left as the knees are going to fall to the floor. Now, for many of us, when we do this pose, if we try and bring our knees all the way down, or you know, what's going to happen is the left side, so you can see how far my left shoulder now is up. And so we want to keep both shoulders on the floor in this pose. So again, you can use a pillow, a block, a book. Slide that under this leg here, which will keep it from going forward. And it allows the back to, both sides of the back to stay fixed on the mat. Because once our shoulder comes off the mat, we're losing the benefits of the twist we get here. So find that spot, find how far your legs can come. You may find, well actually let's get into this pose. So turn, let your gaze go out over your left fingers. So your arms are spread wide, your gaze is out to the left. And then you can adjust. You know, maybe you find as you're in the pose for a little bit, oh, you know what, I think I got a little more room. You can slide this block a little bit out and let the legs come down a little bit farther. And maybe with each few breaths you find, oh, you know what, there's a little more room. And you just inch that block a little bit further along as it feels appropriate for you. And then to come out of this pose, bring your head back to center. Bring your hips back to center and your legs back up. Uncross the legs. Move the support over to the other side. Cross the right leg over the left. Walk that left foot in. Lift the hips up. Swing the hips to the right. Let the knees fall to the left. Again, keeping this shoulder on the mat, okay, is important. So find whether you need a support block, you know, where your legs need support, how far they can go comfortably, and let your gaze go out over your right fingertips. Breath is nice and steady and even. And then to come out of this pose, bring your head back to center. Bring your hips back to center, lifting the legs up, uncross your legs. And then extend your legs out straight. We'll prepare for Shavasana. If there's anything in particular you want for Shavasana, grab that, whether that's a blanket or anything you like to have during this last pose. Bring your arms by your sides. Legs are straight out in front of you. Maybe some people like to have something under their knees. Some people like a little bit of support for their legs. Really, it's whatever is going to allow you to just really be relaxed and comfortable as we lie on our backs. And as you start to settle into for Shavasana, start by letting go of that steady, even breathing that we've been doing. And start to let the body go back into its unconscious breathing pattern. So let go of any focus and attention on the breath. Allow the body to melt into the floor, allowing gravity to take on all the work and effort. As we head into our Shavasana, we let the body know that it doesn't have any work to do right now other than to be still. It doesn't have to move. You're not going to ask it to do anything other than lie here. And as the body heads into Shavasana and realizes that it can relax, the mind will follow a bit. As we let the mind go as well, we're not asking the mind to do anything here. It doesn't mean that the mind is not active. It just means we're not directing the mind in any particular way. As we let the body quiet and the mind quiet for a few minutes of Shavasana.
Start to bring a little motion back into your body. Bring some movement back into your fingers and toes. At your own pace, keeping your eyes closed, roll onto your right side. Your knees bent. Pause there for just a moment, gathering your feelings, your thoughts, awareness of how you feel physically and mentally. And then, keeping your eyes closed, make your way back up to a comfortable seated position. So sit up nice and tall. Find those sitting bones that we started the practice with. Feel them. Press them into the mat, lift up nice and tall. Bring your palms together at your heart center. Recall the intention that you started the practice with. Acknowledge that intention. Bring love and gratitude into your heart. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for this Gentle Yoga Flow today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you again soon.